friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and insights from the world of football. If you are a fan of Manchester City, especially this season, if you are looking at their chances of winning the Premier League title, it has to be 99.999%. Yes, my friends, this is the reality, this is the fact, and currently Manchester City sit just a point behind Arsenal after completely demolishing and thrashing their rivals Manchester United in the old Manchester derby. And it was not a very big surprise. Playing at the Etihad Stadium in front of a jam-packed stadium, all the eyes were on Erling Haaland. The sensational striker who has been in red-hot form went into this match with two consecutive hat-tricks at the Etihad Stadium. And guess what? In the first half, Manchester United were ripped to pieces. They did not have any clue whatsoever about what kind of tactics they should play with, and Eric Ten Hag was really foolish in not allowing Casemiro to start this match. I was hoping that just to stabilize the ship in the midfield, he would start in a pivot and he would allow the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen to bomb forward. However, Eric Ten Hag had his reasons to choose Scott McTominay. Even if McTominay and Casemiro played together as a double pivot, it would have been quite useful for Manchester United. It would mean that they have a more resilient defensive structure going into this game. And all their tactics were just shattered to pieces within the first 8 minutes. Phil Foden gave Manchester City the lead, a very good sweeping move from the left hand side. Phil Foden makes it 1-0 to the citizens, and after that it was just one-way traffic. I was seeing no way out for Manchester United. Even the likes of Anthony on the right hand side, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho were left isolated. They hardly had any touch inside Manchester City's penalty box, and that just goes to show that they are miles off Manchester City. There is a huge gulf in class when it comes to the two sides, and the citizens once again proved that they are the true champions of English football. There is no denying the fact that once Foden gave them the lead, they were looking to seize the initiative and capitalize on the defensive frailties of Manchester United. And Rafael Varane got injured in a very crucial juncture in the match. It was a very unfortunate ricochet which struck him on the ankle, and soon after that, we could see that Manchester United were defensively all over the place. And soon after that, Manchester City got a corner 2-0. It was Erling Haaland who was free inside the penalty box from 6 yards out. He scores the goal, and that was the point when Rafael Varane was not on the pitch. And I was expecting more from Manchester United, but each and every one of them disappointed. The huge question being, where was Cristiano Ronaldo? Well, Ronaldo was on the bench, but even if he was on the pitch, what would he have done? Is there a miracle or a magic which he can produce out of nothing at the age of 37 playing for Manchester United? It was never in doubt that Manchester City will be taking the game to the Red Devils. And once it became 2-0, we could see that formidable partnership. Once again, the link up between Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, it is like telepathy. You sometimes wonder from where does this kind of understanding between two players who have hardly played with each other for 3 months come into existence. A superb ball by Kevin De Bruyne between the lines. Erling Haaland has to reach for it, and it's a clear tap in front of David De Gea. There are not many strikers who would have even dared to reach for that ball, but Erling Haaland, with his height, with his reach, with his long legs, it was just easy for him. And that just goes to show that he's a beast inside the penalty box. 3-0 to Manchester City, and I was already fearing the worst for Manchester United. And their worst nightmare did come true. Before halftime, it became 4-0. Once again, a sweeping move, counter-attack by Manchester City. Erling Haaland finds Phil Foden to ensure that both the players grab a brace before halftime. 4-0 at the break. This was the same scoreline which Manchester United faced against Brentford earlier in the season. And I was expecting a reaction. Obviously, it would have been very interesting to know what Eric Ten Hag must have told his boys. And it was a very, very strong team talk, I am sure, because in the second half we saw that Manchester United were trying to take the game to Manchester City. They were, having much more composure on the ball. They were at least stringing a few passes around, but they had to come up with something sensational, and Anthony gave them a glimmer of hope, a slight glimmer of hope with a wonder strike from around 25 yards, 4-1. And I'm still thinking that Manchester City have taken the foot off the gas. And when you are already 4-0 up, it is very easy for you to, just take the game away, manage the game, and just ensure that you get all the 3 points. Well, that was the kind of mentality with which Manchester City played. Otherwise, if they had not taken the foot off the gas, I'm sure it would have been a drubbing like no other. It would have been probably 8-0 or 9-0 within no time. And in the end, it was 6-3. Erling Haaland grabbing a brace, Erling Haaland grabbing a hat trick, Phil Foden grabbing a hat trick, and just to put it in the record, Erling Haaland is the fastest player to score 3 hat tricks within the least number of games, and that is just 8 matches. He has already scored 16 goals this season, and it just goes to show you that this player is hungry for goals. And if he goes at the same pace of scoring, he will end up with probably 60 goals at the end of the Premier League season. That is just insane, my friends. He is an alien of a player, and at the moment, he has, overcome Michael Owen's record, which was 48 games to score 3 hat tricks in the Premier League. That is a difference of 40 matches, and that just goes to show that Erling Haaland is built different. There are not many defenders who can come up and stop him because he's good in the air, he has good pace, he has good strength, and he is really lethal on both foot. So it is just a very, very big problem for all the Premier League defenders this season, and he gives a really different kind of attack to the Blues. And I feel that over the balance of play, he has adapted to the way Manchester City plays, because Pep Guardiola expects him to suit the Manchester City style, and he has just been sensational. So guys, a 6-3 drubbing in the Manchester derby. This is one of those matches where Manchester United were put to the test. They were ultimately thrashed, and 6-3 actually does not reflect the true picture. It could have been easily 8-3 or 9-3, and would have been talking about Manchester United's worst defeat of all time, especially in the Manchester derby. So guys, please let me know, what do you think about Manchester United? Was this their worst performance of the season so far? And how highly do you rate Erling Haaland? Will he win the Golden Boot? Will Manchester City win the Premier League title? Let me know your interesting thoughts in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, please do not forget to hit the like button, and please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification for regular updates. So until next time, stay safe and take care.